commercial or something, and they're doing something disrespectful to the arts, you'll probably get an idea what I'm talking about when I say they're doing certain things. Because I remember when it wasn't there, and I remember when it came and it became, and now everyone's doing it. And the fact that the Olympic, we made a song called Superlordz in the year 2000, and we said maybe breaking should enter the Olympics. In the song. Because we said maybe one day it'd be in there. Right? Because back in the 80s, it almost made it to the Olympics, but something threatened the powers that be, and they said no, and they started attacking breaking, and breaking went out of style. It didn't go out of style, they attacked it. Watch the movies carefully. They were making fun of it in the movies. Someone in the movie would say, you're still breaking? And everybody would laugh and stuff, and you know people, monkey see, monkey do, right? They go watch the movie, then they come out in the real world, and they go, oh, you're still breaking? And they start laughing. Everybody started doing that. Well, there was a few that kept going, so you have to respect those people, because we were here. Back when it was breaking back then, popping, and then it turned into the Running Man, then it turned to this, then it turned to the double thing with everybody, you know, the splits and back up, and then it turned back to breaking. And I remember when it started to turn back to breaking, a whole lot of breakers, a lot of hip-hop dancers in Canada, that's when they quit. There's only a few that continued. I continued, Benzo continued. There's probably a couple more that I can't really recall off the top of the mind. But even the best kings, I mean, there's kings who were running, man, they run things. As breaking started to come back into style, they go, holy crap, we're gonna actually have to dance now. You know what I mean? Because those hip-hop things up here, you can sit there all day and, you know what I'm saying? But the minute man said, oh, man started to go on the ground and do certain things, certain man had to quit dancing now, because you actually had to start dancing now. The problem now is also, we had no support from the community, no support from the clubs. We used to go to clubs and get kicked out. So that to me, I'm like, no, I'm not into the hypocrite thing, period. I pointed out, plain and simple. You know what I mean? I'm not into that. So, you have to give an opinion of things, your opinion, as well as the original opinion, which means the founders of the art, the founder of the DJ thing, the founder of the breaking thing, the founder of the rapping thing, the graffiti thing, and anything else that may or may not develop out of hip-hop culture. Is it a culture? It is a youth, young, developing culture. You can't really call it a culture yet, but it's on its way. Every culture begins somewhere. Doesn't matter. We're trying to solidify the identity of something, because there's people that would have got rid of breaking altogether, period. And the fact that we were able to make it to where even the Olympics was even considering stealing a move, well, that means progress is in the way, right? And the same thing goes for the Hip Hop Museum. We're trying to establish a Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx, New York, where they can actually say, this is how it went down, this is how it began, this is why it began, this is who started it, or they who started it. There's a few people. Who is responsible for this, who is responsible for that? It is very important to point out who is responsible for what, so people can go and learn the facts. You know what I mean? Because you can't really base nothing off. I like this one Jordan Maxwell uses, like, understanding. Who knows what understanding means? Nobody? Somebody knows what understanding means. What does it mean? Yes. Yes. But the breaking it down, understanding, this is Jordan Maxwell, right? You stand under something to see what it is you're looking at. Right? By standing under it, you can hold it up now. So if you learn the foundation, that's why it's important to learn the foundation, you can do anything you want. Look at Disney, right? He learned the foundation. Then he put his double flexible thing in. You know? When you learn this, yeah, you know what I mean? You learn whatever first, right? Learn the 6-step, the up rock, the top rock, the backspin, the certain things, and learn all of that. Then take it and do what you want to do. Don't let nobody tell you. I got an interest because I did what I felt like doing. I didn't care what anybody was doing. You didn't see me trying to learn specific moves. Why? Because I don't care. I'm not doing nothing for nobody. Why? Because when I was breaking, there was no scene. Okay? I could count on 2 hands how many people were breaking in Canada. Now,
what year was that? Around where there was like nobody at all?
Let's say the 1990 area, the 89, 90 area. Because let's say 86, I started 84, okay? I started, went to New York, and my cousin was popping, and then I went to Scarborough, and he was was popping. And I was like, wow, that's cool. I was probably your age, maybe, somewhere in there, right? So then I started learning popping and backspin, but I didn't take it serious. I didn't start taking it serious until about 88, 90, around that area there. That's when I started saying, okay, you know what, I'm really going to do this. Because I used to be a martial artist, and I mean fanatical. jumping off this, throwing ninja stars, nunchucks, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? All kind of stuff, right? We used to go to dojo after dojo and challenge people, fight people. If you study Kobu Ninjutsu, Tim Anderson, he's one of the 2 people in all of Ontario that has a ninjutsu school. I'm the one that got that guy started. So I don't just get breaker started or rapper started. I actually got a martial artist started who actually ended up going to Japan. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean when I say the mind is more powerful. You can take what you learn in breaking. Some people say, okay, breaking is not a profession. So be it, right? Well, what if someone wants it to be their profession? That don't mean you could come in and I'll cut it down. What if it's exercise thing? What if someone's overweight and all they want to do is just keep their thing in check? Then breaking could be for that. So it could be for anything you want. Don't let nobody try and tell you it's for this, it's for that. But still respect its roots. You know what I mean? Always have understanding of where things came from. Who am I looking for? Where is he? Yes. Big Master is the main, you could say, main practice plan, right? Okay, so everybody should be aware of it. Everybody that wants to come to it. What is the age range? Is there an age bracket there though? Even you can get in? Yeah? Okay. The difference between that and what we had back in the day was we had a 24-hour center, meaning there's a certain point where you can't go to your master, or you have a certain time slot when you can go to your master, right? So back in the day we had a spot where it was 24 hours, so it didn't matter if it was 3 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 3 in the night, it didn't matter if someone come from out of town. We were able to hold a thing called plastic flashes, we could hold events, do whatever we wanted because we had our own spot. You know what I mean? I got taught, I was financing the whole thing, so I had to go make money, etc., to maintain it. The problem is I had other people managing it for me. And when I came back later and I saw them performing for the students, right? I didn't see them teaching those students. That's why I shut it down. I come back and I see man doing windmills and Heston and shit. And I see students watching them. I said, man, they could go on TV and watch that, man. They come here to learn, they didn't come here to watch you dance. That was the problem. So a lot of the ego thing in breaking is a problem. You know, people like, there's many times people are dancing and stuff and I don't go out of my way to jump in and school them and take them out and stuff. I never did. I want anybody can check my whole history. You never saw me do that. Even if I could murder the guy in the dancing, you still never saw me jump up on him and try and do that. Why? Because I am about growth. I study, like I said, man like Tesla, man like Bruce Lee, Michael Jackson, man that exceed levels that you can't find other man that can even talk to them. You know what I mean? You want to become a breaker that nobody can talk to. You gotta respect man like Dizzy. Why? Because the evolution. When Dizzy came up, everybody had to change. That is when breaking changes. When Crazy Legs did the windmill, that's when everything changed. You know what I mean? When the first guy did head spin, that's when everything changed. Everything before that's just little up, I think, a little bit of cheese brown 6-step. Scramble. It was called scramble back then. You know what I mean? It wasn't until the time that refined the spins. Even the spins. When the spins came in, that was when it really got big. Eh? As soon as men started back spinning and hand gliding, that was it. Breaking is alive, you know? So I take a personal approach, but I don't forget the original, what it really represents. But you have to take your own approach on anything. I imagine Einstein, Bruce Lee, Tesla. What if these guys went into science or martial arts and just accepted it as is? Would Jeet Kune Do exist? Would EMC Square exist? Would the Tesla coil? No, because he would have went in there and said, oh, this is how science is, and that's the way it was created, and that's the way it's supposed to be, and you're not supposed to change it. So we're not supposed to advance. So yes, you're allowed to go in and try and add things because breaking is eclectic. Who knows what eclectic means? Nobody? Eclectic means when you gather things from various sources and put it into one thing and use it, you know what I mean? Like the flare could have came from that. The 6-step could have came from the James Brown or something. The top prop could have came from another thing. The locking came from that. But in the end, it's all one thing. One person does this and it goes on the ground and gets, so it's eclectic. So if you see something that you like and you incorporate it into your dancing, don't let someone come and say, that's not breaking. Look at Jester. I heard people saying Jester's not a breaker. That shocks me. Believe it or not, I've heard that. People say he's not a breaker. I say, so what is he then? Valley? What is he? What is Jester? Is he not a breaker? What makes him not a breaker? According to some, he's not doing air flare, he's not doing head spins, he's not doing certain things, so he's not a breaker. Well, then you better go and learn what breaking is. It's an expression of street dance at its core, at its roots. You know what I mean? It's personal expression. Same thing goes for hip-hop in a whole. You know what I mean? Even these rappers talking stupidness, a lot of them, they're still hip-hop. You can't say they're not. I mean, they're not jazz. They're not country music. If Lil Wayne's not hip hop, then what is it? Is he country music? Okay, so he has something to do with hip hop. He might not be true school hip hop. I mean, a lot of rappers I don't like, but I can't say they're not hip hop because they're not, you know, taking a cup with water and 2 spoons and making noise like that. They still have the DJ. They still got the mic. They still got the posse. They still got the walk. They still got the slang. So one way or the other, it's still hip hop. Now, are they producing stupidness? Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? But you can't say they're not hip hop. So hip hop needs to solidify its logic on what things really mean. What is and what isn't hip hop. You know what I mean? Because there's a big problem with that. Zulu Nation. So some people say, oh my God, how is that possible? Well, I mean, how is that possible? Very simple. It's not that hard to figure out. You know what I mean? Just people like to follow the media. Right? And then the other day, you'd be surprised, the other day I had somebody come up online and they were arguing up to when hip hop started and all stuff. But they're not even admitting who did what. If you don't admit who did what here in Hamilton, or there in Toronto, or there in Montreal, or there in Vancouver, if you're not admitting this person did that, and this crew did this, and that person did that, and you're arguing over it, but when you look at the root in the Bronx, you see the same thing's been going on since the beginning of hip-hop. I remember a time when you mentioned African Mbada X amount of years ago, and people were like, who? Obviously those in the know, but a lot of people were like, who? You know, now, people say, oh, I done know Zulu Nation for a long time. You know what I mean? But I do know that because we have it on tape. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they knew who he was maybe, but they weren't pushing on it. They weren't saying anything about Zulu. They were saying around that time would have been Wu-Tang or something like that. No, even after that. Tupac or something like that, right? Top 10 rappers. If you don't have Chuck D on that list, sorry. Top 10 conscious rappers. If you don't have Chuck D on that list, KRS-One on that list, Rakim on that list, Wise Intelligent on that list. A couple more people. Melly Mel. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. And Garage Flash with the original song, the original conscious song, Don't Push Me Cause I'm Close to the Edge. That deals with the ghetto, deals with struggle in life. You know what I mean? That's what hip hop is. You know what I mean? So some people's gonna be talking about their bling and what they got. Other people's gonna be talking about the brain. So now we're gonna talk about mind and ideas, right? The difference between an MC and a rapper is the sense that creativity. Kaz, if you ever heard a person named Kaz, he's from Hamilton. I'm the one that got him started up in the first place. We used to do a lot of things from early days, grade 9, all the way up until now he got signed. But in the early days when he got signed, before he got signed to Sony, we were doing all kinds of shows, and he finally had a show in New York City. I told Kaz, when you see KRS-One, this is what you say, this is what you do. I never met KRS-One before. Ever before that. But how did I know what to do? Well, when he saw KRS-One, he went up to him and everything went great. That's exactly how I said it would go. So how did I know that? Because some artists actually express themselves on the microphone and it is them that they're talking. Other artists are just doing it just to get cool and look good and this and that. So there's got the difference between a rapper. KRS-One's MC. He's telling you the truth. He's telling you what he sees around him, what he knows, what he studied, what he's learned, etc. Okay, you know what I mean? Same thing applies to breaking. You know what I mean? Some people are doing it for innovative reasons to get going. Right? Other people are doing it for exercise reasons, recreational reasons. There is no right and wrong in this. The only right and wrong is know the roots, know the history, know where things came from. You know what I mean? Styldordz was never a breaking crew. It said Styldordz Hip Hop Network from the day it was first started. And network means an interconnected web of something. Hip hop is the culture. Style and lore is, we ain't gonna put ourselves in a bracket saying this is how we're gonna do it. No, we learn everything. We'll be popping, we'll be locking, we'll be breaking, we'll be six-stepping, we'll be styling, we'll be powering, we'll be doing whatever you put on the floor, we're gonna put on the floor. You know what I mean? So I encourage people to learn up everything. Don't like try and just learn one thing, or have your crew, have someone in your crew that can deal with it. I mean, same with our crews against this guy's crew here. You know what I mean? You got 5 people, I got 5 people. You know what I mean? If someone in this crew does an air flare, then someone in my crew got to do air flare. I don't start lifting up the thing and say, oh, that's not breakdancing. you know what I mean? The same thing goes for someone goes and does a wicked weave thing, grab the leg, this, that. Someone in your crew's got to be able to do it, if not you. By this and then saying it has nothing to do with it now, how is breaking going to become solid? Okay? Still dying out 1970 thing where they're talking something about, oh, you have to represent the streets and you're supposed to be broke and this and that's not real. On the shelf and say, alright, you know what I mean? So when you see somebody like Lizzie or someone that's solidifying something, such as a judging system, mixed views about this judging system, but I understand now, there was many debates going on, and I said, you know what, really? You need this judging system. Because I actually heard some people telling me that crazy legs and man like crazy legs shouldn't judge. And I'm like, what? What do you mean this guy shouldn't judge? Why? Because he's not good? He's not as good as certain man no more? He shouldn't judge? You're mad. It makes no sense. This guy should be judging because the guy brought forth what you decide to out of your life after. So just because of that, man can judge anywhere, any place, anytime on the planet. Even if he never breaks again, he will still know more than you. Big up Trx-V crew, New York City Breakers, and all those people. Okay, so I only have like 3 minutes, so I just want any question from anybody, real quick, and I'll answer it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you actually make crazy legs?
Yeah. I make crazy legs on multiple occasions now.
Do you grow up with them?
Grow up with them? No. Just met crazy legs on multiple occasions. I had a very deep conversation with him in 2008. Personally, me and crazy legs face to face in New York City. You know what I mean? And he actually gave us props, right? And the 1995 raccoons versus the 1995 raccoons versus intricate, raccoons versus bag of tricks, flow rock versus bag of tricks. You know what I mean? That was a turning point in breaking, right? We got in Rap Page magazine in Los Angeles. He took that tape and went all over the planet and sold it. So there is, Canada does have a definite contribution to the art, right? It's just to make the world know. K-Mel admitted it. I didn't hear it for myself, but I heard K-Mel admitted it, which is respect. Crazy Legs, and I'm pretty sure some of those guys admitted it.
I can ask a question, but also Style Elements, some of them said that they saw the tape.
They saw the tape?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So we did affect the outcome. You know what I mean? Yeah.
A lot of OGs say that choreography is in hip-hop. How do you feel about that?
1 minute. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'll just give my opinion. It's really up to you. I mean, because choreography just means you and you do it. Like the minute you see 2 people doing routine, that's already choreographed. You know what I mean? So like it doesn't. Like, if the minute you're doing something, he's doing the exact same thing, even if it's like 3 or 4 moves, it's already choreographed. You know, if you might be talking about a whole demonstration, that might be better for a performance. But to say it's nothing to do with it, then you shouldn't see no routine. The minute they're doing routines and stuff, then you shouldn't say nothing about choreograph and nothing to do with it, because choreograph basically means doing routine. Okay, quickly?
Yeah, I was wondering who the first B-boys and STYLORDZ were. So at Hamilton, who were some of the first B-boys that kind of came up in STYLORDZ?
In us?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go before that then. Because you'd have to go back from first degree. That'd be Sean Royal, me, Sean Royal, Shacker. Then was me, Kaz, my brother, Nose. Same time when these guys are doing Untouchables with 95-ish, right here, Jester, Ricks, you know what I mean? And then there was like a collaboration thing where the scene itself just kind of grouped up together and we just did everything together, you know what I mean? And then there was a blend up, like I said, that's when the amalgamation thing kind of happened, and the supernatural Superlordz thing happened over here, and the DDT thing happened over there, where this many groups joined up to create a super crew, and these 2 groups came up and made a super crew. And that's why people always ask, how come I see Troy over there in Supernatural, or how come Jester was there in Supernatural, how come? Because there was a time when there was an amalgamation where we said, listen, we want to create something where we're just going to go and mash up things. We have meetings, etc. And same thing goes on the DDT and the things. They made their amalgamation, and it was Who formed DBT?
Top Notch.
Top Notch. Woody Brad. That's what I meant, an amalgamation. So these were like super crews formed and amalgamated. Okay, so right now I gotta stop. These guys gotta start the battle, I'm pretty sure. This is Trx-V, Styles Hip Hop Network, Dual Nation, North, representing.
Give it up for Trx.
No fear, no dumb rap. No fear, no dumb rap.